Hello everyone, welcome to Isviti's IAS. Myself Shiva Teja, faculty for Anthropology. I hope you have done well with your GS papers, and I would say that the papers have been on little difficult side, and we have no right to talk about the papers without being present in the hall. So the opinions vary from people to people. They tend to judge on different parameters. But from my point of view, sitting in the hall and dealing with those papers is not an easy thing, however prepared you may be. So I understand the emotions that you might be going through now. But only thing that I would tell you is that we have one more opportunity in front of us that is optional. We shouldn't let it go. Whatever may be our past performance, but we don't know how our optional is going to perform. It can be a game changer. So, henceforth, we shouldn't lose the opportunity that is there in front of us by thinking of the past. If it's good, then also let it go. If it's not good, then also let it go. Just focus on the opportunity that you have in front of you. So, especially for anthropology, I thought of making a schedule that how you can plan your these 4 to 5 days of time so that you can utilize in the most effective way. So I'll show you what can be done. This is a tentative plan. You can modify according to your needs and your strengths and weaknesses. But for me, I felt that if you have followed my schedule that I have given between prelims and mains, or if you have followed at least a decent plan. So this will help you very much in managing your last 5 days and not getting stuck over a particular topic instead. So let's see how to utilize these last 5 days very efficiently. So we shall quickly look at how to effectively utilize these last 5 days. Okay, first and foremost thing, you should not read anything new. Okay, so nothing new has to be read unless and until it is a very high probable topic and you did not read it before. Okay, so those topics which are very conventional, traditional, and very important. So, those things, if you're doing it, that's fine, but it should not be like you're reading something which is very new. Okay, at this point of time, you won't be able to grasp and it's going to affect and give less priority to the topics that are asked in 2024. Keep this in mind. So, immediately after the exam, relax yourself, talk to your dear ones. Don't talk about the exam. Okay, so just talk randomly that you want to just discuss something, but don't talk about the exam, that how it went, what is going to happen, because nothing is in your hands. You have already done your job. Look at the opportunity that lies in front of you and where your energy has to be put. So there you have to put your focus. So immediately after the exam, just talk to people, because so that your thoughts that are there in your mind will be put out and you won't think of them while you're studying for the rest of the days. Okay, so next, take rest, because you're already drained. You have to write 50 pages, and ethics paper, we already know it's a lengthy one. So take rest for 2 to 3 hours and have your dinner. Keep your dinner light. So we know that we performed well, that we tried to struggle over a period of time, and finally we were able to put all the efforts in the exam. So we generally need to thank ourselves and express gratitude to ourselves for traveling so far, because you have done a great job, first of all clearing prelims and then able to reach the exam hall with this mindset to fight the exam. Okay, so irrespective of the result, you have to thank yourself and you have to express gratitude. But we can delay it little till the optional is done, because there is one more exam where you should withhold your energy and not divert yourself from the efforts that you have given. So you should continue it till one more week so that you can perform better. Okay, so your dinner has to be light, and after 8:30, okay, so mostly after 8:30 if you are being awake, so I would suggest revise your paper too, because you might have already made your short notes. Now take those units of unit 3.2, 5.1, 5.3, 7, 8, 9. Now here you don't have much of the things to learn. All you need to do is, here you need to know that structure, and you should know those people you have to present. Okay, what are the contemporary scholars or the scholars traditionally that you have learnt over there? So just go through those short notes for 2.5 hours and just get to know an overview that okay, so there is caste, within the caste, future of the caste, whom you should think about, Yogendra Singh and the respective scholars of the modern day. Okay, so Deepankar Gupta or SS Jodhka. So these people have talked about the caste. So now you should know that okay, see, don't read anything. You might have already read it. So go through the structure for various topics in the syllabus and see what all things you have to remember. So for today, just restrict to these units and try to quickly finish them. And now don't get stuck at one page. So suppose you're reading, and while you're reading, what happens most of the times? When you're reading, most of the times you get stuck at a particular topic and it doesn't go further. You don't develop interest to finish it, and you don't move further also. Now your time gets wasted in this process. So you just keep a paper, A4 sheet, and write down which is the topic that is bothering you. And such topics has to be picked early in the morning when you're fresh. At that point of time, when you read such topics, you'll quickly finish. So don't delay things just because they're not interesting, or sometimes you want to finish it but you don't feel like reading. So in that case, just skip those topics and directly move to the next topic. Okay, so whenever you're fresh, try to read them, and always have a pen and paper. List down which topics are being left. Okay, suppose you have read some units I told you to read, and you feel that some topics you don't want to read now, you want to read it later. So, such topics I would suggest list it down on the paper so that you don't miss them, because sometimes you read it multiple times, you have practiced it, you have written answers, because you did not look at it in these gap of 4 to 5 days. You might not have a better recall in the exam, and all your effort that you have put in the past goes in vain. So just be careful. So on the day 1, okay, morning session, pick up 10th, 11th and 12th units, or you can pick up 10, 11 and 9.5, 9.7, 9.8, because you can notice in the exam that these are the areas where generally the questions come up frequently, right? So you can revise them in the morning session, and then again, while doing these topics, don't prioritize the topics that have already appeared in 2024. So let's prioritize them. And next in the afternoon, see, since morning was little hectic because 10, 11, 12, and or 10, 11 and ninth unit, which is physical anthropology. So already by this time your energy is low. So what you have to do is now go for little easy topics, okay, in socio-cultural anthropology. So in the afternoon session, go for unit 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So these are little easy. All you need to do is know the question, topic, and the structure that you need to present. At the same time, the scholars that you need to present. So these things, topic by topic, if you can finish. So within 3 hours session, so I mean, by a session, I mean that it is around 3.5 hours. So in these 3.5 hours, you can finish unit 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so in the breaks, ensure that you're taking small walks and you're not looking at your mobile phones or watching some videos, because watching videos or thinking that you're taking a break by using your mobile phones, you are just trying to get that pseudo happiness from it. But in reality, it is draining you further, and your concentration and your energy is getting wasted further. So take a break where you'll activate yourself so that you can focus on the things. Okay, so after a break, come back and try to focus again. So in the evening, so you'll get little energy and you'll be little activated, because in the break you can do some physical activity also, yoga, meditation. This would work, or you can play a small game if you are interested. So in this evening session, try to finish 6, 7, 8 units, and now the focus should be on these theories especially. Okay, so culture, personality, symbolic interpretative culture, materialism, neo-evolutionism, structural functionalism. You have to read other theories also, but these are little more important comparatively, based on the trends, because last year they've already asked regarding the postmodernism. Okay, so now these theories become important, and other than this you have to go through other theories also, but importance or priority wise, just do these first. And 6, 7, 8, I think you can finish in the evening session, right? So after this, post dinner, okay, so now by 8:30 or 9, you have finished your 6, 7, 8 units. Now after the dinner, don't read anything, just relax, calm down, and now pick up your test papers. Okay, you might have written tests, right? So any test series that you have written, take two test series or two test papers every day, and go through the test papers, because already you have read and written in your test, and there they might have given you some drawbacks that you had in the process. Okay, so some drawbacks you might have had, and those drawbacks you generally tend to forget, or some mistakes you have committed, those may be repeated. Now you take the test. See, any test series, they tend to cover most of the prioritized topics. So now in this scenario, you can cover your syllabus also through the test. Revise two tests every night. Okay, so before going to sleep, you have to revise 1.6 and archaeology for 10 minutes, and for 1 hour, 1.5 hour, you can revise your test copies. So these will help you remember what mistakes you have committed, and what things you were missing in your answers, whether it be structure, your introduction, conclusion, or the body. Okay, so whatever the information they have suggested, that thing you have to remember. So every day, before going to bed or post dinner, try to revise your test copies. This will help you overcome the challenges that you have faced so far. Okay, if you haven't written test series, just go through your short notes. Now, day 2, in the morning session. Okay, so morning session, at least 3.5 hours, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6. Okay, so now you might have already made the short notes. So for 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6, read them. Okay, so because Darwinian, post Darwinian, or synthetic theory, which is very important, and 1.5, these are the topics that are important, and 1.6. 1.6 you can't remember at one go. So what you do is you read it now, and you might have already made short notes. So these short notes, every day before sleeping, try to revise it at least for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So for 4 days, if you revise most of the things, you'll remember. And again, don't prioritize the topics that are given in 2024. And in the afternoon session, pick up archaeology. Archaeology, I'm telling you again, you might have made short notes, and those short notes only you have to revise. Don't try to read anything new. So finish archaeology in the afternoon session. So this, if you cannot finish at one go, at least finish 50%, and then read something else and then finish. So presuming that you already made your short notes, or you have written the test series, so all those things you try to cover it from here. Okay, so if you haven't done, then just make important points notes on A4 sheet and try to revise before going to bed. Okay, so this you can do. And in the evening session, you can complete, so that means from 5 to 8, so there you can complete your Indian anthropology. You can read about the thinkers, and the unit 6 of tribal. Now again, after dinner, I told you, revise the tests on the topics you are reading. Okay, so if you revise the tests on the topics which you are reading, that will help you better recall the things, and focus on the structure and the relevant topics. Okay, so again I said that 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes you can allocate for 1.6 and archaeology, which troubles you generally. So far 2 days are done, and you might have already got tired of the things that you have done so far. So have a very good sleep. Don't think of anything. Have a good sleep of 8 hours, a minimum of 8 hours. If you sleep more, also there is no issue, but have a very good sleep, because without sleeping, if you're trying to study, then your brain can't retain the facts or the things that you have read so far. So now coming to day three. So day three morning, quickly revise unit 2 and 3, 4, 5, because see, third, fourth and fifth unit you have already read, third unit 3.2 you have already read. So now you are reading it for the second time, third, fourth and fifth unit, okay, of paper 2. Oh, sorry, paper 1. So third, fourth and fifth, that is economic organization, political organization and religion. So you are revising it for the second time, and revising unit 2 of paper 1. Okay, so not more than 2 to 3 hours, because what happens, many a times we waste our time on unit 2 of paper 1, because 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, these things, if you have understood well in your classes and all the important topics, if you have made short notes, you can quickly revise in 3 hours. Okay, and then you are revising third, fourth, fifth unit in 1 more hour. In the afternoon session, try to finish 9.1, 2, 3, 4, and 9.6. See, now 9.1, 9.5, I did not ask you to revise here. You can revise it later, because 9.5, again, it becomes too much of the fact, and afternoon grasping those facts becomes difficult. Okay, and in the evening session, you can go for paper 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. See, meaning, scope, and development of anthropology, its relation with various disciplines and different branches of anthropology, especially from the contemporary relevance, different branches and its contemporary relevance becomes very, very, very important. Okay, so ensure that you are reading these topics properly and you have good information on it contemporarily. Okay, so now paper 1 unit 12 is revised, and revise 10, 11, 12 units of paper 1 again, and in the evening try to, post dinner, try to revise the things that you have already done through the test series. Okay, so whatever the tests you have written, so revise those tests, and whatever the things that I have done before. Now coming to day 4, okay, complete paper 2. You can give 2 revisions. So you have already done paper 1 2 revisions, paper 2 1 to 2 revisions. So now on day 4, okay, because just before the exam you're going to have only evening session, because you will be writing language. So you will be focusing more on paper 1 only. So that's why your paper 2 should be done strongly on the day 4 itself. So complete paper 2, try to give 2 revisions. Okay, you have quick notes with you, and in the evening of day 4 you can read paper 1, whichever the topics that you are less confident. Okay, so in the evening session try to do this. After that, on the day 5, okay, just revise paper 1, and that should be done through the tests, all the important topics, and especially focus on the keywords which you feel like you are forgetting in these 4 days. Okay, so just try to focus on those keywords alone and the structure, and just go through the tests that you have written. If you haven't written the test, go through the test solutions of anything that you have followed so far. Okay, and then you have the language paper. So for the language paper, I would suggest that if you are not confident about it, please try to at least practice for 1 hour every day, so that on the final day you're not panicking. So ensure that at least you're going through it once. Okay, and this is the tentative plan. Don't assume that you have to follow only this. Okay, you can modify it according to your needs, but through my experience, in order to revise multiple times, because assuming that you have made your short notes so far, okay, I believe that this plan can help you revise multiple times and tackle the things in a better way. Okay, so for archaeology, I think you might have made short notes. The short notes should be revised for 5 to 10 minutes every day before sleeping, and 1.6 fossils also 5 to 10 minutes, and any other topics which is not letting you memorize quickly. So you can use this technique of revising early in the morning and late in the night before sleep. So by recalling things, you will be able to reproduce better. So one suggestion here is that don't panic if you don't know certain things. If you can attempt confidently what you know, still you can sail through better. Okay, so I'll do my best to help you by creating a revision sessions to as much as the topics possible. Okay, so I'll try to make you revise through live archaeology and at the same time any other topics possible. But don't panic or don't be anxious. Even now, if you can focus on your test that you have written or the test series solutions or topic wise important things, still you can sail through better because already I have given you topic wise important questions through 100 most probable questions. So these things, if you can revise multiple times in these 4 days and practice a little, okay, I would say that try to scribble one or two answers now and then so that you are in the flow of writing, and this will help you overcome that GS style of writing because generally in the GS we tend to write point wise, right? Now those point wise, if you present in the anthropology, this might have a counterproductive effect. So it should be a mix of para and points because when you're writing a concept you should write in paragraph. When you're talking about some facts you can present in point format. Don't forget to give a substantiation, be it example, be it case study, be it scholar review. Okay, so don't forget to give that. This will help you fetch an additional marks by giving substantiation, and I'm confident that you people will do great. And if somebody did not do well so far, don't panic. Just try to utilize these 5 days well and give your best. Rest all is taken care by UPSC. So thank you everyone. Wish you all the very best for optional paper. And I'll give you the schedule for revision series. See you all in the class. And this revision series is for those people who feel that they cannot do it by themselves and we need somebody to help us give a push so that we can revise. Okay, so thank you.